What is going on, YouTube? OG Camo coming at you with a live futures trading recap. Kind of a little bit of an echo in my ear here. I'm gonna turn our volume down a little bit. This is kind of a two-part thing. One, first let's go ahead and unmute. Oh, wait a minute. That's what it is. I got my live stream popping up here because there's two things. One, I'm going to do the live trading recap, the trades that I made today and yesterday. I wanted to do this video yesterday, or start this video yesterday, except I got to my house and power was out, and by the time I got turned back on, it was hot, late, and I was like, nah, I'll do it tomorrow, which I'm glad, because today was another banger day. And in part two of this, brand new streaming setup. Hope you like the whole gig and all this stuff. I'm just getting it back up. I had some major upgrades I had to do. I couldn't get everything quite right because if you look on my channel, I also do some gaming, and part of that is VR gaming, and the VR system I had wasn't quite working, so I just uninstalled everything, upgraded some equipment, and got everything back on. But if you've done any streaming with your Stream Decks, your OBS, and a whole bunch of other software that you use, you got to reinstall all that stuff, get all your settings back up, and it's been a pain. I finally got it up and rocking. So let's jump right in. What I'm also going to do, I'm kind of give you a sneak peek of something I'm working on. Now, first off, this is not my made up trading strategy. This is something I learned in Team Alpha Discord. My good friend Brendan, he actually taught me this through various one-on-one coachings and on the lives and stuff like that. So that's where this really came from. What I was looking for, me personally, because I got a full-time job, which a lot of you guys do, I can't really sit in front of my computer all day, which I have some lead time right now because of my work schedule. So I can, so I'm kind of on the live stuff like that, more so education. I don't trade between market open and 11 o'clock. It's just not a good time for me. I will stay in a trade if I'm in a trade when that time frame enters, but I will not enter any new trades, which sucked today because there was some pretty good opportunities to market open. Anyways, I'm going to recap that. It's not my strategy, but I'm going to give you a sneak peek into something I'm working on. I'm going to teach you guys this stuff. And what I was looking for, because a full-time job, is I don't want any indicators. I just want a simple system where I can take an entry and walk away from my screen. I have my stop loss in place, my take profit in place, and walk away. Let whatever happens. If it gets stopped out for a loss, so be it. But if I hit my TP, it's such a big profit, it makes up for any losses. I back tested the strategy for the last month and a half. You trade one micro, about $4,500 profit. So, and then to yesterday and today, it is kind of lining up with the exact same results I had during the back testing. Because back testing, of course, you already kind of have an idea of what happened. Pretty transparent. About 55. It was like 56% success rate, but there was a stretch where 10 of 12 trades was absolutely garbage. It ranged up and down one of my levels, and it cleaned me out. Went from like $3,500 down to $2,000 or something like that on this back test. But ever since then, it has been rocking about 70-80% success rate, 3-to-1 payouts. So that being said, let's get right into it. So right now, it was kind of pretty cool. I got home this evening. Actually, I wasn't even home yet. I stopped at the store and market open, pulled up my phone, checked it out. I went top one of my levels here. It was here's the open, so it breaking out, retest, entered long. So now what do I got here? I got my stop loss is down below these wicks. So if it comes down here, it's probably going to continue dumping anyways. So, oh well. Take profit. I love these zone-to-zone plays. Let's learn that from my OBS is yelling at me. Can't find video. Anyway, hopefully I'm still posting this out there. I'll find out here in a little bit. I don't have it. I don't want. Actually, I can probably do this and then mute it over here. Yeah, I'm still talking. So, anyways, get back to this. I love these zone-to-zone plays. 96 points versus 27 points. So I'm risking 27 points to make 96. For new traders, what does that mean? Well, we can go over into our little settings over here to chart data. This is a Top Step, by the way. Love Top Step. Is a great prop firm. You don't know anything about prop firms, get in our Discord and we'll teach you all you need to know. So we're risking 55 bucks to make $192. This is just one micro, so you can times that by 5. So 2 times 5, so you make almost $1,000 and risking somewhere around 250 bucks, something like that, if my math is right. So right now we're up 40 bucks. Pretty cool. With that being said, I'll put my chart back to points. I do not like looking at the dollar amounts, because one of the things I'm going to teach you guys later on is go for no mindset. In other words, everybody has this, comes in with their own what is a lot of money to you. 20 bucks may be a lot of money to you. 20,000 bucks may be a lot of money to you, versus you look at that dollar amount and you're like, oh, I made 20 bucks. I need to take the stop loss and run it up his butthole. Next thing you're getting stopped out with a little bit of green, but it could have been a lot of green. So let's review some trades. Let's do with the red trade first. This was a trade I entered last night. I think it was this one here. Yeah. So we came down, broke out underneath my zone. These are 4-hour smart money zones, liquidity zones, support and resistance zones, whatever you want to call them. I'll teach that later on in other videos, but just for the purpose of this video trade, we broke down and came up and retested, breakout, retest. I actually got in kind of early. I think I got in here or so, because I turned around and I readjusted my zone. I'm like, oh, it didn't quite break out of there. But like I said, it did break out. And we were in the money there for pretty much all night, especially like right down in here. What is that? That's probably, shoot, that's probably, well, we, short position here. That's 77 points right there. So I'm looking for 3-to-1, but if you're just looking for a 2-to-1 or so, I think my 2-to-1 was like right in here. I'm looking for more of a 147 point move, but 70 point move, that's pretty freaking good, especially if you're I'm using 1 micro, but if you're using 5 micros, 10 micros, 1 mini, God forbid 10 minis, well, I can't even think, or can't even fathom that. You just made a buttload of money and you didn't do anything but went to bed and went to sleep. You set your stop loss, like say you want 70 points. You set your stop or your take profit right here or something like that and go to bed, and you wake up and you're like, man, I just made a whole lot of money. So I was asleep this whole time, woke up this morning, and of course it came up. Now, this is the part of the strategy that I really want to reinforce is do not touch your stop loss. Do not touch your take profit until you hit your plan. My plan is 3-to-1. I do not touch my stop loss until I have hit the 2-to-1 ratio. Then I move it up to profit plus 10% or so. So if we're looking to make 200 bucks on a trade, we move our stop loss to or make 20 bucks. So if it pulls back down, we at least get 20 bucks. Now this is Top Step. This is a daily drawdown. If you're using an Apex where it's a running drawdown, you may have to be a little bit more aggressive with your stop loss, because you can't go up 1,000 and then come all the way back 1,000, because you'll blow a count. Anyways, eventually I won't have to worry about that, because we get all these prop firms and trade our own money. So that was the first one. Of course, it was a loss. So it went green, 70 points green, and back to red. Didn't meet my profit target. So second trade, we got break out of top of the zone and retest, enter long here, and kind of dicey, up and down, sideways, and then we got market open, came down, back on top of our zone, and then exploded up. Now this is hindsight. I broke my rules here. When it exploded up here and hit my 2-to-1, instead of just moving my stop loss up to taking 50 bucks of profit, I moved it all the way up to 2-to-1, and I got stopped out here, I believe. Well, I'm sorry, I keep looking over to YouTube over here. I got stopped out here or so. If I would have followed my own rule, I would have stayed in this. It would have hit my profit target at 3-to-1 right up here. So there's nothing wrong with walking away with money in your pocket, but it does feel, You do feel kind of ashamed of yourself. You do feel kind of, man, I missed out. I broke my rules and I missed this amount. Nothing's given. It could have pulled all the way back and dumped, but broke my own rules. And that's what it cost me. It cost me, I think, $50 or $60 on this trade. And then my Apex account, it cost me somewhere around, I think it was like, it would have been an additional $600 or so I could have made here. I could have made around $2,000 if I didn't touch my stop loss on this account and my Apex account. Oh well. So trade number 2, we did the exact same thing. We came up through. I didn't like this stuff here. Actually, I couldn't even trade until here. I didn't like that. It broke out, so I went long. And actually, yeah, I did go long 3-to-1, and bam, I hit my 3-to-1 target here. So we're up. And now I'm messing with funded accounts. So it broke down here. I took a I believe I took a short here. Yeah, I took short here, and of course it came up, stopped me out. So hit this one, lost on the first one, hit on this one. Now I'm trading funded account. So a little bit more. Once you start your funded, you get a little bit more emotions involved. So stuck with my plan, got stopped out. And it came up, and I entered long here. Like, all right, so now it's gonna break out and retest. So I got my 2-to-1 target, my 3-to-1 target, and it didn't. Towards the end of the day, came back down and stopped me out and did a whole bunch of other nastiness. So I lost back-to-back trades in my funded account. Then I went long here again, and I broke my rules as soon as I got back into profits. It was like, it's not gonna be on here. As soon as I got back in profits, I exited out my trade. So I made $7 on the day on this after these 2 losses. So I just ignored my rules on the last one, just made up for it. Usually the end of the day rally, that's what I was expecting. Now we're in this trade. This was a breakout and retest, top of 4-hour zone, and then of course we were up 21 points. I said, if you got a bigger position size, 21 points, 20 points, that's could be a pretty good payout for you. You're using 1 or 2 minis. 20 points is a pretty good payout for you. You don't need what am I looking for? You don't need 81 points or so. But like I said, risk versus reward. And doing the back testing, it does go zone to zone many times. So that's what we're looking for. So as long as it doesn't crash back below here, we're in good shape. Although if I lose what, $50, whatever it was, oh well. And if I'm still awake, I'll play the downside. One of the things, and I will actually, let me pull that over, what I'm working on. This is the PowerPoint, the presentation that I'm working on. It's going to be probably a multi-part series. Basically, make money, not trades. What do I mean by that? I found that the more trades I make, the more I'm over trading, the less money I'll make. Actually, every time you take a trade, there's risk involved. So you're taking additional risk. So, and especially if you start just willy-nilly, you're down, you're trying to make up losses, trying to get back into the green because you don't like them red numbers, you're probably going to blow your account. Start losing money. So that's where I was. So I'm focusing on making money, not trades. Take A+ setups and have a exit strategy, both top and bottom, before I even enter it. Laying out where am I going to get in? Where's my stop loss? Where's my take profit? And basically, really, we want to trade like a robot. It's on here someplace. In other words, I don't want any indicators on my screen. Playing off my zones. If it's tapping the bottom of the zone, let's play short. If it's breaking out the top of the zone, let's play long and see what happens. Go for 3-to-1. And I can tell you, I haven't had one trade yet that hasn't moved somewhere around 20 points or so. So even if you say one mini, 20 points, 20 points times 20, it was $400 or something like that. My math is right, probably not. But that's what I want to teach, and it's something that I learned in the Team Alpha Discord. So how long is this video already? So I don't know if I want to, waste any more of your time. Like I said, we're still up 13.2 points here. Hopefully we just explode up. But like I said, it's trade like a robot. It doesn't matter. Because actually, before I close out, I'll show my calendar here real quick. Yep. So we made $7. Start out June. This is one of my first funded accounts where I actually was making money. I was doing pretty good. I was on a nice roll. This is the first time I qualified for 5 green days. First time qualified for a payout. Of course, not gonna take payouts yet. So I'm doing pretty good. Bam, couple red days, but I made up for it. So this week wasn't too bad. Then I went into a month of May. Started off pretty decent, and then bam, 4 red days in a row. The market absolutely changed what I was doing, which was pretty much just playing momentums. When the price was breaking below EMAs, I'd enter it, and then of course it would turn around, and I'm like, oh no, and it's hit my daily loss limits, and then you get scared and you're like, timid, like, I need to punt. What am I doing wrong? So that's when I started trying different strategies. And for right now, the strategy is the one that I have found that is working absolutely the best. I'll show you my calendar for my new combine. Yesterday, $1,100. Today, almost $100. And this eval. That's May. Well, actually, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I started trading a strategy last month, came into this month, so everything, it's still being consistent. That's what it's all about. Is being a consistent trader. In other words, not just being able to pass a combine. Anybody can do that. You get 2 combines, one long, one short, and go one mini, and just let happen. Whatever happens, you're probably going to pass one. Passing combines isn't that difficult. I currently have 5 past combines sitting on the sideline. This is going to be number 6 that I'm using as practice accounts. It's simulated real money, but when you use a practice account, it's like a video game. You don't really care, but when you actually have skin in the game, you treat it a little bit more different. So use these combines to develop a strategy and then move that over to the funded account. And of course my funded account today, I ended up making $7. I took 2 red trades in it, which wasn't bad trades. They were both up 20 points, 30 points, something like that, before they turned around against me. So I could have taken a couple bucks instead of it. So don't let them go red. But like I said, I'm just playing a trading plan. Sticking to my trading plan. I can adjust it a little bit later if I'm not quite getting to 3-to-1. I can reduce that to 2-to-1 or so. So it'll increase the success rate. It'll just lower the amount of profits, and of course it's scalable. Once you get the strategy down pat and it works for you, you can scale up. You can go, instead of doing the micros, do the minis. Or instead of one micro, you do 5 micros, 10 micros, 15, 20 micros, whatever you want. Like I said, this is something. And you kind of try to reinvent the wheel. You're trying to get cute. You want to be a scalper. You want to be a sniper. You want to get in, get out, and all this stuff, because the market moves so erratically sometimes. You're trying to predict its next movement. You're trying to catch these small movements. And when you're a new trader, you have a buddy of mine in that team out calls it diamond balls. You got to have diamond balls. I mean, you got to be, you see the setup come about. You need to enter the trade and stick to your guns. You got your stop loss and you take profit, and you make the price come to you. You don't touch either one of them. If you get stopped out, so be it. If it hits your profit, awesome. But when you're trying to snipe, you cannot have any hesitation. You gotta trust. You know what you're doing, and just do it. And that's kind of where I know what I'm doing with this strategy. I've done this strategy before. It works. It's just you try to trade like everybody else instead of trying to trade like yourself. Find your own strategy, your own plan, and then stick to your own plan. If you go red, so be it. There's not a trader in this universe that has ever went 100% their entire life. As a matter of fact, the biggest traders in the world probably has lost millions and probably billions of dollars, and it made it all right back. So that, I'm gonna close this video. Share, you guys. Like, share, subscribe, whatever you want. I don't care. I'm doing this stuff for fun. I just want to give back. I know it's going to work. Start getting used to teaching this stuff. I ain't selling anything. I don't have time to do all that back office jive, trying to make a program, sell a program, and all that stuff. When I'm done this PowerPoint, I'm gonna post some videos up, and I'm gonna give everybody, give you the PowerPoint if you want it. Give you the program, just continue to share you my stuff, and if it stops working, I will tell you it's not working anymore. Don't trade like it anymore. But it's fun. It's fun learning. When something like finally hits, it's like you hit rock bottom. It's I'm tired of losing, tired of being a bitch. You're like, all right, what I've been doing hasn't been working. I keep taking my stop loss, running up the rear end of my oh, I got a green number, let me make sure it stays green, and you make 22 bucks. Like I was doing my combine, you make $7. Yeah, I didn't go red, but you didn't make any money. It'll take a long time to get a payout if you're only making $7, $8, $7, $10, $12 at a time. So know what you're doing. Develop a plan, stick to your plan, and make money, not trades. That Fuji Camo. I will see you probably tomorrow, unless I lose power, then who knows. Peace out.